entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals who seek excellence, bringing the business classroom to you. It's the Business Builders Show. Here's Marty Wolff.
We still got a long way to go. Yes, we all got a long way to go.
Welcome to the Business Builders Show with Marty Wolff. And a special welcome to my guest host, J. Kelly Hoey. Along with Kelly and our executive producer, D.C. Taylor, we will be your guides on this learning journey. J. Kelly Hoey and I want to enthusiastically share stories and information to inspire leaders. And we are all leaders at some point, so you can then inspire others. You can find out more about J. Kelly Hoey at jkellyhoey.co. That's jkellyhoey.co. And you can find Kelly on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. The Business Builder Show is distributed by C-Suite Radio. You can find the Business Builder Show and many other fine shows on C-Suite Radio. That's at www.c-suiteradio.com.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.
Okay, Kelly, let's get going.
Hey, I'm Kelly Hoey, and I'm delighted to be part of the Business Builders Show with Marty Wolff. And my special guest today is digital dating disruptor, architect turned entrepreneur, Shark Tank veteran, founder of Cheeked, the mobile dating app, Lori Cheek. Hey, Lori, how are you?
I'm great.
So,
thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you on the show. So, I really want to talk about your journey into entrepreneurship, and kind of fun today. You are a University of Kentucky grad, and you actually happen to be in Kentucky while we're doing this interview.
Yeah.
And you moved to New York. You started as a sales associate in a furniture company, and then you climbed up the corporate ladder. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I graduated the University of Kentucky, threw up my hat, and that day I drove straight to New York without a job and started waitressing and realized I should stop waitressing and get a real job after 6 years in college. But I worked in corporate architecture and design for nearly 16 years. And, through that whole process, I'd always sort of had the itch to become an entrepreneur, and I was coming up with so many different ideas of things that I sort of wanted to build, but none of them were so powerful that I ended up just throwing it all away and, taking that leap off that huge mountain to build what I finally built. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about that moment that you decided to take the big leap. And that big leap was you were at dinner with a colleague.
Yes. I mean, it was crazy because, coming from this tiny town in Taylorsville, Kentucky, where I am right now, it was a population of less than 2,000 people. Everybody knew everybody. And then I ended up in a city of 8 million people where I was like, how on earth am I going to make connections with all these people? Because nobody would say hello to you or anything. But one night when I was out to dinner, I had witnessed my friend and colleague slip a business card to a woman as he and I were leaving the restaurant. He'd scribbled on the back of that business card, "Want to have dinner?" And he left with a date, and I left with this idea of creating a deck of dating cards that you could hand out to strangers and, not make this awkward introduction of walking up to people and just being like, "Hey, baby." So, yeah, that was the idea I couldn't stop thinking about, and that was the end of my 16-year career in architecture and design.
Okay, so let's talk about what Cheeked is today, and where it started as, I'm going to say, cards, and now it is a Bluetooth-enabled dating app that you can find on the talk people through that. That's a lot of iterations and changes, Lori.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I believed in that idea more than anything I've ever believed in my life. Handing these cards out, and I actually used them myself like they were going out of style. So I ended up making a lot of connections. I went on a date with anybody that would respond to me from those cards. But basically, those cards had different pickup lines on them and a unique code that were numbered like a checkbook. So if I gave you a card, you typed in that code, I would know who looked at my card, and then you could start communicating online. So it was a way for people to meet in the real world, but then go back online. We call it online dating reversed. So it sort of started in the real world, and then you took it virtual.